So the next test I'm going to attempt is the Barnes maze, and it's traditionally a round platform, and it's a conflict resolution test where a rat is assumed to want to leave an unpleasant or aversive area. So it's always a bright lit room with a bright table, and they want to go into an escape chute, which is dark. And for me, I've had to modify and scale everything up. So this is a 6-foot wide table with 6-inch holes. I have a total of 12, so I think of them like a big rotary dial on a phone or a clock. And one of mine leads into a dark tunnel. For me, that's just a simple trash bin. That's the best I could do, elevated. My test is still not ready. Because I've scaled everything up in size, that means I also have to have him off the floor more, because the conflict resolution is they're not going to just jump off the table. They want to go inside the safe tunnel as opposed to jump off the table. So I need to raise my table a total of about 4.5 feet off the floor. I am 5 foot 3 inches tall. I think that's important to note. The other difference in this test is that researchers typically just place a little mouse or rat in the middle. I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm going to have to use the pulley system that I've used with my open field to place the rat in that so that I can remotely open it up. I'm still worried about how feasible this is going to happen, because even when I use the pulley in the open field, it's not without its clumsiness, because, I have to lift that up and handle the rat. And now I'm on the floor at that point. I'll be off the ground and most likely working alone. I'm worried just about the feasibility of being able to complete this test for those reasons alone. We'll see what happens. Hopefully I won't get my face scratched off. But I'm also just not very optimistic that the rats, these rats, African pouch rats, are going to really see this garbage can, in this case my escape tunnel, as a true safe place. This idea that the rats are going to want to leave to go to a more preferred place, a dark tunnel, I'm not sure for my species that is ethologically appropriate. Why would they want to go into this hole, some unknown place? That isn't necessarily a safer option for my rats. I don't know if they'll interpret that way. We'll see what happens. And this also just gets into the complication of doing this kind of research. I couldn't even put this on the table by myself just to set up to see how this works. I got to have someone help me, and you got to have help. Working with these rats, for the most part, is a 2-person job. Being able to do it singly helps only because I've had a lot of experience working with them, but doing many and many of my experimental observations requires at least 2 hands, if not 3 at all times. I'll let y'all know how this goes. How the Barnes maze for African pouched rats.